This is Going for Two Lives Monday 2-point conversion podcast. This is actually the final 2-point conversion podcast with me solo hosting. We will seamlessly go into the season with the Monday review crew, which includes Kyle Sinrasez, who will be hosting. And he is, if you've ever watched any of his stuff, he is a magnificent and wonderful host that I adore. And then we will have the B League, which is Dan, who, if you've ever listened to any of his stuff, is a very colorful and knowledgeable football fan. And he will discuss bets that you can make on the Monday game, as also reviewing the week Sunday ahead of us. And then, of course, we will have James, the doc, who will tell you how injuries are impacting your fantasy team, because you know they're going to happen. So just prepare yourself for them, and these men will help you. And I just wanted to say real quickly that I appreciate everyone who has given their time to be on the show, and everyone who has been listening to the show, whether you send comments in or not. You guys and gals do not understand how much I am truly, truly grateful for you being on and for you listening. It still means the world to me. And again, I am most humbly grateful for all of you. And especially thank you, Jeff, for giving me this opportunity to host a show. I am grateful for you too. But again, the guests I have today, who are wonderful, and I couldn't ask for a better final guest on my show. And then the guests that previously were on, thank you guys so much for saying yes. I'm amazed that anyone would say yes. Every time you say yes, I'm like, oh, really? Did you understand the question? And then everyone who tunes in and brings their comments, good or bad, I appreciate you for just listening, for giving me this hour of your time, because I know the time is valuable to everyone. So thank you. And with that, let's just start today's show with the introduction of, let's start with Mike, Daddy's Home. Tell us a little about yourself, and what is your walk-up song, my friend?
Oh, man, a little about myself. Well, first of all, I am so excited to be here. I've been watching the show, especially love the one where you had Methodical and Emily Kluge on that one. I love Scott popping on. Such a great show, so I'm honored to be here as a guest. A little bit about myself. I mess around way too much on Twitter. I have a little too much fun with folks on there. And just recently, I've joined up with the folks at DLF, and going to be bringing you a few new shows coming real soon. And I guess my walk-up song, man, when I was powerlifting, the one I always used to get amped up to was "Time for Some Action" by Redman. I remember I saw Tyson come out to that, and man, it was like the whole room felt like it was shaking. So whenever that song comes on, like I just get a whole nother level of energy. So that's the one that I would pick if I was feeling amped. Otherwise, Hold On by Wilson Phillips, because why not? That's my jam too. So kind of give it both ways, depending if I need to get up or get down for whatever I'm doing there. So
that's okay. I like that. That's cool. Cool both ways. And Nate, sir, fellow Denver person, how are you today?
I'm wonderful. Thanks for having me on. Been excited to be on with you since you had Jen on. She beat me to it, getting on with you guys, which is great. Really excited to be here with Mike, buddy. Just saw you like a week ago, man. A little over a week ago, but you're just as pretty in person as you are on camera. I promise. Maybe even a little bit prettier. I wanted to give you a kiss, but you wouldn't let me get close enough. So that's
you got the biggest bear, not close enough.
Dude, you picked me.
You
picked me up
like a child, yes.
Yes.
And I gave you, I cuddled you. You had every opportunity to get like the cheek.
Okay, I was nervous. Yeah. I was nervous. Meeting you for the first time, so many expectations. And my walk-up song. I'm from Denver. I'm excited to be here. I'm a Colorado boy who's a huge Red Sox fan. You're welcome, Mike. Boston's my favorite city in the world. I even have that guy on there just to prove my love. Big football guy, obviously. And my walk-up song, there are two different ones I would, depending on my mood. Protect Your Neck from Wu-Tang. If y'all don't know, I'm a diehard Wu-Tang guy. My other one would be Know Your Enemy from Rage Against the Machine. That was my walk-up song when I played baseball in my late 20s.
I love Rage Against the Machine, actually. I love Wu-Tang too.
They're my Scott Fishbowl division.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, how did I not get Wu-Tang? Oh, because I didn't ask for them. Okay, so, and you guys, yeah, it kind of helps if you do that. So, since you mentioned the Fantasy Expo, Mike, what was your fondest memory of the Fantasy Expo?
Man, it was wild. It was like 48 hours, I felt like, of just straight like craziness. So it started when I picked up Troy King at the Akron airport, and me and him like had to cross a highway to get chicken fingers because he wanted Raising Cane's. So we almost died there. Then hung out with Linda and Courtney, but really it's hard to pin down just one. But I think walking into the hotel bar and seeing all these faces that like only existed on the computer was surreal. Like it was basically like 75 people that I knew and had never met before, all kind of converging on you. And the anxiety was high, but but the excitement to it was wild. And then obviously meeting the crew, meeting Nate, meeting Corey, Dave, Jeff, Troy, Lynn. Like I said, it's just people that I've become close with over what's been a crazy year now that I've been doing this, and just actually seeing people and having it be so comfortable, like having all the friends there all at one time was completely wild. So yeah, the whole thing was nuts. Like I still don't think I've even fully processed it yet after, being there for what we've been home now a week. I still don't know that I've actually processed everything that happened, but I will say thank you to everybody. Like I thought I was going to be the weird kid in gym class that like no one was going to talk to and just like look around and stuff. So everyone that said hi to me, thank you, because I was super nervous that I was just going to be standing in the corner drinking by myself. So I appreciate each and every one of you that I got a chance to meet.
I think that's a normal social anxiety. Speaking as a bartender, people always go, no one's going to talk to me. I'm going to be sitting drinking alone. And that's the person everyone just gravitates to. Nate, what was your fondest memories of the Fantasy Expo?
Well, so we actually flew into Pittsburgh. It was the cheapest flight out of Denver, most direct flight out of Denver, which really cool airport. And then Seth Woolcock, who Jen and I run in between media with, picked us up in Pittsburgh. I've been running a company with that dude for a year. I had never met him in person. That was probably like my number one, was seeing him for the first time and him getting out of his car and running. And we like ran to each other like that GIF of the two kids. That was awesome. And then the whole weekend was just so incredible. Like getting to hang out with Mike, getting to see all the people at In Between that I've worked with, all my Coming Off the Edge show homies. It was just such a... And I think I echo what Mike said, walking into that hotel lobby bar when we very first got into town, and seriously, everyone just swarming our group. And it was Steven yelled my full name across the bar, Steven Johnson, Steven Roto, because I accidentally told him it in a group chat. Whoops. So he screamed at me. And then, it was madness from there. And the whole weekend was madness. I remember most of it. I know we closed down every bar. Every night we were there. We were out until last call every night. And karaoke, man. We did some karaoke on Sunday we've all heard Herms sing, but hearing him in person, even karaoke, blew my mind. Dude has one of the most incredible voices I've ever heard.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay, I have to ask because I'm just that kind of nosy. Toronto Dave, Toronto FF8, who is he talking to? Which one of you does he have this inside joke with?
My man, that's my dude, Dave. We always have things rolling. Yeah, so he knows how to mess with me when I'm on the show. So.
Okay,
he was one of my first followers, actually. I love Dave's my boy. I love Dave to death.
He might be everyone's like one of his first followers. He's literally the most inclusive, like happy dude in the world. I absolutely love Dave. Like anyone knows a bad word to say about Dave, it's their fault, not his. He is one of the best out there.
Yep.
Okay, so and Corey, who's giving a shout out to Nate. You were one of the first persons to welcome him. So Corey was at the Fantasy Expo too, I'm guessing.
He was.
Yeah.
Yep. We actually, Jen and I had just stepped outside the hotel because Corey told me he was on his way, and we walked out and he was walking across the street. So I ran into the middle of the street and gave him a big hug. He's a lot bigger than I expected, man. He's a...
I think he means big in a good way.
Yes,
Corey.
in a big way. He's not, big guy, like physical and healthy. And
Well, Dave is going to lose in the Little Wayne division, so there's that. And hi, Jen. Dave is the best. Corey lifts. That's why. Oh, wait. No, he does not. He's joking.
No, he does not.
He does not lift. That was a joke. But he does eat spinach, so there's that. Like Popeye, I guess.
There you go.
I have no idea why we're holding conversations with these people, but I love it.
It's awesome. I see Linda
awesome.
there. She was my de facto roommate in the expo. So Linda was my my homie. We were rolling everywhere together. And then Nate, I think you guys were all in the Airbnb down the road, right?
Yeah, we were just down the road from you guys. It was just us with Seth and Katie, but yeah. Airbnb was the way to go, man. Because at least you could kind of get away for a minute from all of the madness. Except now I'm kind of like, I wish I'd just been in the center of it the whole dang time.
No, I couldn't, man. I had to. We were over across town, and I couldn't have stayed at the DoubleTree. I would have lost my mind. I needed decompressing time. There's just a lot at once.
It was a lot.
What is Linda G's drink?
Linda G.
She drinks.
So she drinks Truly's on.
It's Truly
on her show, but she'll bounce around like when we're together. You know, whatever is good. So yeah, I think she had somebody. I don't think we even remember who it was that was shocked she wasn't drinking Truly. So I'm like,
yeah, that's what I thought. I thought she was a Truly girl, lady, man. Okay, let's kind of get refocused, maybe.
all right.
Maybe not. I don't know. I think focus is highly overrated.
It is.
Vodka and Red Bulls. Oh, Corey.
Corey was in it to win it.
Yeah. Vodka and Red Bulls. You're playing to win. You want to get drunk and you don't want to sleep. You just want to stay up all the time. Well, there you go, Corey. I'm sure it overtook that spinach. Like it's. I'm. Don't be sorry. Don't be sorry. It's cool. It's cool. Mike,
Yo.
do you want to talk about your new podcast or no? Because you kind of looked like glazed over it. Oh my God, I can't even talk. You kind of glazed over it, so I didn't know if you didn't want to talk about it. Is it a secret? Is it top secret? Did I just spoil the secret? I'm sorry.
No. So yeah, I got a new show coming out on DLF. We were going to record last night, hit a little bump in the road, so we'll be recording this coming weekend. But Hanging with Daddy is coming out. I probably going to be doing, I don't know, like 12 episodes this year on DLF. Basically, the way I pitched it to them is it is a show that I record when I want, with who I want, for as long as I want, and it comes out whenever it's ready. So if you can get that on your calendar, check it out. It's well worth it. But yeah, we're going to have some fun. It's legitimately, I think, when we looked at basically the way the industry is right now and everything that everyone has going on, I had done like a weekly waiver wire show on Wednesdays, deep waiver wire ads, trying to beat the top 25, did some stats-based stuff. There's so many of those out there, and I think what we need more than anything is to have a little bit of fun. So we're going to bring on your favorite analysts, and we're just going to mess with them for as long as they will stay on the stream, and we're just going to call it a show. So if you were hanging out at the bar with me and my friends, and you're like, gee, I wonder what it would be like if they were just hanging out, well, you're going to see that, because that's basically the entire show. So instead of calling them on the phone, we're going to just go ahead and flip on the camera and just have a conversation like we would any other day. You guys check it out, see if it's fun. You want anything you want me to bring up on the show, hit me up. But we'll be putting that out on the DLF Podcast Network and also on their YouTube channel. So I would guess by this time next week, you'll be able to see episode 1 with Dynasty Outhouse Russ Fisher.
Awesome.
That sounds interesting, and I applaud the brave people who allow you to do that to them. So yeah, there's that. Nate, you and Jen have some new things going on?
We do. It's a new podcast called 32 and 32. We actually just recorded our teaser promo, and it's being edited currently. So we're going to come every Saturday with just a basic, not basic. How do I put this? We're going to hit all 32 teams in 32 minutes for redraft purposes.
Okay.
This is an idea Jen came up with probably 8-9 years ago, just because we were trying to find content, and we didn't have an hour plus for a lot of stuff to get start sit and that kind of thing to set our lineups. But we didn't know what to do with it or how to make it happen. It was like, how do I podcast? I don't even know where to begin. Now, obviously, we have figured that part out, and we're excited. We're going to roll it out weekly, every Saturday during the season. Shenanigans, fun, 32 teams in 32 minutes. We do it every week anyway, on our own, sitting outside, having a drink on a Saturday night, talking about setting our lineups. We'll run through the entire league, and we've clocked it. We can do it in 30 minutes, but we're going to give it 32, just so we don't rush too much for the pod.
I find that concept quite interesting, actually, and can't wait to listen to it.
Well, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Nate, how many fantasy leagues are you in? You said you do that while you set your lineups. How many lineups do you have to set?
Right now, I'm at around 24, and I'm trying not to add.
Wait, is that not including best ball?
That's not okay. So I have 2 best ball. I have 30 best ball. I have 2 best ball dynasty leagues, so I don't know if that counts. Doesn't, because I have to set the lineup. So 22, but then I still have 3 more redraft leagues coming. So
you have to set 25 lineups a week. Do you play DFS?
Yes. Do I play DFS, or do I just throw money away?
Okay, same thing.
It's throw money away, which I shouldn't be saying because I'm hosting a DFS show this season. But I'm not the smart one on the show. That's my buddy Connor. He's the smart one on the show.
You have to set 25 lineups a week.
Yep.
That's just.
Ask Jen how many lineups she has to set a week.
Jen, how many lineups do you have to set a week? Okay, and while she's telling us, Mike, how many fantasy leagues are you in?
Oh, I think 11.
Okay, 11's manageable.
Sure. 11's not bad. I have 2 that I co-manage, so I have 9 that I can completely screw up myself, and then 2 that I have a little bit of a safety net, running one with Herms and run one with Wyatt from JWB. So hopefully they are ready to handle my disasters, because I'm not sure that I am. But yeah, I can't. I'm already overwhelmed, to be quite honest, with what I have. So I don't know how people are getting in the 20s and 30s, but I think I'll be able to manage what I have, hopefully.
What's your favorite format to play?
I'm a pretty simple. I'm a Dynasty guy. Always have been. I think I've been playing Dynasty for 15 years now. I'm basic, half point PPR, super flex, 4 flex spots, nothing fancy. I'm having a blast being in some of the more complicated ones like Kitchen Sink and Capitalist Pigs, but I can only do so many of those. So everything else has to be a basic, kind of vanilla format for me to keep up, or else I get really overwhelmed really quickly. So those are my, the bulk of my leagues are just Superflex, PPR, half point PPR.
So the bulk of your leagues are Dynasty leagues?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I have maybe 2 or 3 redraft, if you count Fishbowl.
Nice. I mean, I guess. This is the first year I've played Dynasty, so. Nate, what's your favorite format? And Jen said she's in 20-ish.
Yeah, she's right around the same as me. To be fair, we do co-manage a couple of leagues together just to kind of try and dampen the load on all the things we're doing. But my favorite, that's hard. I didn't start Dynasty until last season. I didn't even know it existed until last season. And then somebody told me about it. I was like, so this is like Madden Dynasty mode, but fantasy football. I am in. Jen and I's first Dynasty League actually was a co-managed IDP startup. We had also never done IDP before. And we got to the championship in that league, which I'm very proud of. So I'm going to say Dynasty IDP is actually probably my favorite format. I love having defense involved. It just makes it more fun, a little bit more intense at some points, but I like to follow all aspects of the game. I don't just focus on offense for fantasy. I'm just a football guy. And so it kind of brings all that knowledge out, and it's actually useful rather than just taking up space in my brain that doesn't need to be taken up.
Yeah, I'm in actually the Antoine. I'm in a league with Chen that we're drafting. Yeah.
Yes, the Fantasy in Session guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
The charity league.
Awesome.
So we're in that one. And yes, Kyle pulled me into Dynasty this year. So we're drafting in that league too right now. But I'm pretty sure I'm doing it wrong, but it's okay. I don't care. I mean, I do care, but not that much because I'm a redraft girl. That was a lot of words in a few short time. Okay, you guys, Mike, what player are you trying to grab in every league? Well, you're in Dynasty. So in your Dynasty, what player are you trying to grab in every league?
Oh, so I think the one I have the most exposure to, because I fell in love with them really early last year in the preseason, is Antonio Gibson. I may be close to 100% on Gibson at this point. He is an absolute beast. I think we're looking at a surefire running back one. And I traded last year. I remember trading Melvin Gordon for the pick that became Antonio Gibson during the draft and was called an idiot by all my league mates. So I don't know how y'all are feeling now, but I'm feeling good about it. But yeah, so I traded. One was Melvin Gordon straight up. I traded Noah Fant for him straight up, and then basically just drafted him everywhere else I could, including in the fishbowl this year. So I would say I don't know that I could get more Antonio Gibson exposure because I've been snatching him up everywhere I can, but I absolutely love that dude this year. I think huge things come for him.
That's interesting because I was just in a chat that they asked about Antonio Gibson, and the majority of people were down on him. They were, I can't remember who. It was Antonio Gibson, and I can't remember who it was. The other person was, but the other person won overwhelmingly. Antonio Gibson was not a fan favorite in that particular chat.
No, that's cool. I mean, a lot of people, get things wrong. And that's part of what we do here is, no one expects anyone to be perfect. So all of your friends in the chat are wrong about that, and that's cool. I'm sure they're right about other things.
First of all, I didn't say they were my friends. They were just
whoever was involved in the chat, it clearly is wrong, and that's okay. We all make mistakes. I've made some in the past as well, but fading Antonio Gibson is not a mistake that I'm going to be making this year.
Yeah, no, I wasn't. I refuse to say in a chat or anything else if someone is wrong and someone's right, because you'll find out when the season plays. I refuse to get in those kind of arguments, but I think I was the one who said the other guy instead of Antonio. So there you have it. Nate, who's a player that you're grabbing for all your leagues, all your 25 leagues?
Jonnu Smith is someone because his price is great. You're getting him super cheap. I got him 13th round in a redraft league yesterday. I think I tweeted about it. Was it redraft? Maybe it was Dynasty. I don't remember. It's hard to say at this point. I'm in so many drafts. But here's the thing about Jonnu Smith. He might be the wide receiver one in New England.
That's true. Their wide receivers suck.
And Belichick loves to hammer on that tight end position. And Hunter Henry, I mean, And Belichick and McDaniels have run two tight ends in the past. Aaron Hernandez and Gronk were both fantasy relevant those years that, Hernandez wasn't in jail. So I love Jonnu Smith, and he's cheap. And the tight ends, once you get past your top 3-4 guys, I mean, what do you really have? It's such a weird position. Buy Jonnu Smith.
So, and I guess Corey may be answering my question. Why are people fading Hunter Henry over Jonnu Smith? That would be my question. I would have thought the younger, I'm sure Hunter Henry's younger, and he has, when he was in LA, showed the capability of being a top 5 tight end. Why are people fading him for Jonnu?
Jonnu's got more talent. all around. He's a better pass catcher, a little bit bigger. He's got better hands. He moves a little bit quicker than Hunter Henry does. Hunter Henry showed that he's a really talented blocking tight end as well when he was in LA/San Diego. And I think that Belichick and McDaniels are going to use him a little bit more for that than they will Jonnu. Even though Jonnu can do it, I just think Jonnu's the more talented of the two, and that's going to show throughout the season. Mike's shaking his head up there at me.
Yeah, what do you say, Mike?
Hunter Henry will lead the Patriots in targets. I've said this on numerous shows. I just think that Jonnu Smith may be a better NFL player, but when you look at what Bill Belichick does, I think that Jonnu and I know everyone wants to talk about Gronk and Hernandez in this particular offense. Neither are anywhere close, by the way. Gronk and Hernandez are both more talented than anyone the Patriots have on their football team right now. But if you look at the usage, what's going to happen is Aaron Hernandez's role is actually going to be played by Hunter Henry, in my opinion. And I know what most people think. Gronkowski is the number one tight end in New England. But when you look at what Hernandez did, he was running a bulk of the pass patterns and also a lot of the crossing routes. And I think Gronkowski made his bones on seam routes, breaking tackles and doing things that I'm not sure Jonnu can do. And I think when you take a look at Hunter Henry, where the difference is going to be in those 6-point catches, that's going to be Henry. I think he's going to be running drag routes across the middle. I think he's going to be the guy they're targeting. And when you look at Bill Belichick over the years, he has had a love affair with Hunter Henry. This is the guy that he wanted, and he actually signed Jonnu the day before, but then closed Hunter Henry. And I think that was actually the gem of the offseason. And I know what everyone's going to say. They gave Jonnu more money. Yes, I'm very well aware of what the contracts say. I genuinely don't care. They're going to sign guys for what they can sign them for. But I think when you look at the roles, I think Hunter Henry is going to run more pass patterns and see more targets than Jonnu Smith. I think Jonnu Smith is going to play almost like an H-back role, which is while it's cool to watch, isn't going to be as prolific in the fantasy point space as the tight end who are actually running the crossing patterns, which is a staple in the Josh McDaniels offense. So that's why I'm going Hunter Henry personally.
Damn it, Mike. Why did I? Because I was like, I could go LaVisca Chenault, but like I talk about him all the time, so I'm going to go Jonnu. I should have stuck with LaVisca.
No, it's really nice of you two, because as a Patriots fan, this is how I get to look smart. It doesn't happen often, so when it happens, I feel like it's like a gift from heaven, So I really appreciate you saying something dumb, so I can say something smart. This is how
hold on here.
I love you, buddy. I love you. Sorry, it's not as dumb as people fading Gibson, if that helps.
And Henry is a year older than Jonnu, which is surprising to me, but okay. And Corey, I've come to believe that you have like bias going on. So I can't even, of course you're going to say Mike being a Patriots fan is a reliable source on this topic. You're Mike's boy. So Trash Talk 101.
Hey, he's my co-host though. I co-host with Corey every week.
Oh, Corey, what is happening, man? Seriously,
a man divided right now.
He's not. You know what? I agree with Corey. Like, I'm gonna throw Patriots analysis at a Patriots fan.
Oh, he may like Nate more, so it's okay.
That tracks.
Such a liar.
All right, so we have learned that our Hunter Henry Jonnu, which I'm really happy because I actually have drafted Hunter more than I drafted Jonnu, so that makes me feel good in my girl parts. So. Who are you avoiding, Nate? Who will you not draft no matter what, even if he comes at a very good price?
Oh, boy, I have a ton. Somebody I'm completely out on is any Raiders running back. Josh Jacobs, Kenyon Drake. Either one. I know, Mike. We're going to fight. I'm not a fan, and it's partially because, obviously, as you see, I'm a Broncos fan, so I don't like the Raiders to begin with. I just think that situation, one of them could take off. It could be Josh Jacobs. It could be Kenyon Drake. But I don't trust John Gruden as a head coach. I think the dude should have stayed in the booth. No idea why the Raiders gave him a 10-year contract. And he's just doing weird. Like, why did you give Kenyon Drake so much money? You didn't
Yeah.
need to. You had Devontae Booker. If Josh Jacobs is your guy, roll with Devontae Booker and call it a day. It's fine. He's serviceable-ish. But they brought in Kenyon Drake. And I'm concerned that Josh Jacobs is not going to even eclipse 1,000 yards this season.
Oof. Woof. So, Mike, before you answer, did you want to retort to that?
No, I'm just angry because Nate knows how much I
do.
So now I have to come up with another name because poor Tommy Moe has been arguing with me for a year now as I trash Josh Jacobs every opportunity I get. So, given that Nate stole my brand right from underneath me, that was different. I will go with the other guy that Nate knows I hate. Now I'll bet he can guess who it is. It's a tight end from the Miami Dolphins, Mr. Mike Gesicki. So my favorite story about Mike Gesicki is I don't actually hate Mike Gesicki. I hate Mike Gesicki fans. So what happened was, and this is like my favorite story of all time. I did the waiver wire show we were talking about earlier, the one on Wednesdays, and we were talking about top 10 plays that aren't going to be good plays, and then outside the top 20 plays that I think are going to finish in the top 10. And I remember talking about Mike Gesicki, and I had said fade Mike Gesicki. There is nothing good to see here. He's not a player, can't break tackles. This isn't a good matchup. Here we go, and literally the hate in the chat was hilarious. I don't know what I'm talking about, whatever. And I remember this. It was a Sunday night game, and I sat down and turned it on. And we're about 3 minutes into the game, and there's Gesicki with the 7-yard touchdown. Notifications. piling up 7-yard touchdown. Now, of course, you could imagine how bad the hate would have been had he caught a second pass that entire game, which he didn't. One catch for 7 yards. Daddy was right again. You should have faded him. He was trashed. So I woke up the next day and I said, I haven't heard much from you guys. What happened for the rest of the game? And I laughed and I laughed and I laughed. And we all had fun with it. So ever since then, I've been telling people to fade Mike Gesicki, and he does a wonderful job. He's a great human being at making me look good because he's not good at football. And now that they've added Jalen Waddle, they've added Hunter Long, it's only going to get worse for you guys. So anybody who came at me last year for Mike Gesicki or for Preston Williams, you're welcome. You were wrong. You should have listened. I hope you had a high draft pick. I hope it was Dynasty, because if you played those guys in redraft, your team was trash. And I told you that from day one. So not much has changed. Mike Gesicki is just not a guy who's ever going to be on one of my fantasy teams. And I am so comfortable with that. And I'm so comfortable not being lumped in with those fools who tried to trash talk me, as if that's ever going to go well for you. Not that I'm petty or anything.
No, of course not. I didn't even think that. Who's coming with whoa, words. Who is going to win Rookie of the Year, Mike?
Man, just given the fact that I'm not certain that anybody is going to start week one other than this guy, I think the odds-on favorite has to be Trevor Lawrence. I mean, that's not really a fun thing to say,
No.
but I think when you look at the concerns with the Trey Lance's development and not having played much in college, I think that there is probably a very solid chance that Jimmy Garoppolo is playing for half of a year. I still can't tell what Belichick's doing with Cam Newton, and Justin Fields has a major problem called Matt Nagy's incompetence that might hold him out for a couple weeks. Here's what I'll say. Let's mix it up a little bit, guys. I know you don't like my answer. If Nagy gets out of his own way and starts the right quarterback week one, Justin Fields will win Rookie of the Year this year.
So you're not giving any credence to any of the running backs or the wide receivers that come in this year?
No, I think when you look at it, there are very solid quarterbacks, and much like Rookie of the Year and Super Bowl MVP,
Right.
It is a quarterback's award unless something wild happens. And I love Najee to be a stud running back. I love Jamar Chase, despite what we saw in the preseason, to step up and be a big time wide receiver. But I don't think you're going to see a Justin Jefferson type light the world on fire. I think we have to come to the conclusion that last year was very special, much like 2016. And I think these skill position players are good. but I don't think we have anybody that is going to surpass the quarterbacks in a way that would win them the award, just given that they're basically running a race with a head start. I mean, quarterback is the sexy position, it's the face of the NFL. So you don't just have to be as good, you have to be considerably better. And I just don't see that this year. So, as much as I would like to vote for a skill player, I think it's a quarterback league. And I think those two guys are really the only two that I envision having a chance to win Rookie of the Year this year.
What say you, Nate?
So I'm going to go with my favorite wide receiver from this draft class, Kyle Pitts. Because here's the thing that drives me nuts. Stop talking about him as a tight end. He's not a tight end. He's listed as a tight end, and that's fine, but he'll be used as a wide receiver. And I think we're going to see a rookie season from a tight end we haven't seen. I mean, in my lifetime, I don't really know that I don't know that I've seen it. I can't think of one that was just generational. And I think that's what they have in Atlanta. And I think that that's going to translate into Matt Ryan possibly being an MVP candidate again this year. I think we might see a resurgence of Matt Ryan in Atlanta because of Kyle Pitts, because now all of a sudden he has a phenomenal wide receiver. He has a phenomenal wide receiver core, and we know he's talented, and we know that he crapped the bed against New England in the Super Bowl, and that just ruined his confidence, and he's like been trying to build back from that. But Kyle Pitts is going to go ham on this league. This league is not ready for Kyle Pitts. They're not ready.
Hold on. Did you just insinuate that Kyle Pitts is an upgrade from Julio Jones?
Yeah, I mean,
that's what it sounded like. I mean, I'm gonna let you back it off because people are watching. But I mean, go on.
I wish. I know, Corey. I said generational. Maybe that wasn't the right word, but maybe it was. He's an insane talent. I'm not saying that he's an upgrade over Julio Jones, but as a rookie coming to this team, maybe he is, because he's younger, he's fresher. Julio Jones likes to hurt his ankles, and now Julio Jones is in Tennessee, so somebody's got to replace Julio Jones. Why do you think they let Julio Jones go, Mike?
Why do I think they let Julio Jones go is because they have massive salary cap issues, couldn't sign their draft picks, and they're not winning this year anyway.
We'll see.
Julio Jones, last I checked, had 1,300 yards every season over the past
I'm not fading Julio Jones. Julio Jones.
Okay.
Julio Jones is a perennial All-Pro, one of the best receivers in the game. I'm not saying that, but somebody's got to fill that role. And I don't think it's going to be Calvin Ridley. I think it's going to be Kyle Pitts. I think that's
I just took Kyle Pitts, so if you're right, I'm going to be in heaven.
I hope I'm right, because I'll be in heaven. I've taken him really early in some drafts.
I took him 101. I was like, forget it. Let's just make this party happen.
In a rookie draft?
Oh yeah,
absolutely, man. Absolutely. Oh, yeah. I have no problem with that.
Easy. Wait, Mike, you just said you took Kyle Pitts 101 in a redraft?
A rookie draft. No. I think I've been taking him third round in redraft just because that position dries up real quick. But yeah, no, in a rookie draft, he was my easy 101 this year.
Yeah, I can get behind that. I can get behind that. Speaking of Kyle Pitts, who is the greatest superhero in the Marvel universe? Mike?
Well, do I have to read the one that's in the show sheet, or I have to come up with one of my own?
You can come up with one of your own, whatever. If you're not going to say Black Widow, fine.
Okay, fine. No, I'm not huge into Marvel. It's funny because I feel like such an outcast in the fantasy world because I'm not huge into Marvel. I don't like spreadsheets, and I don't like people. So those three things seem to make me feel like really kind of out there. But so the ones that I've seen, I would tend to lean with Ant-Man myself. Big Paul Rudd fan. Cheering for the little guy who can get things going, and I like the funnier characters, to be honest. So yeah, I think growing up, I was a big Hulk guy. I loved the Hulk, in the comic book world and the cartoons and everything like that. But then they brought him to life in the movies, and kind of lame. So I'm gonna go with Ant-Man, who I think is funnier. So yeah, I guess that'll be my pick. But I'll say Black Widow if you want, because I don't even know what that is. So I'm cool with just saying it and rolling anyway.
Wait, you said you're not a Marvel person. Does that mean you're a DC person or you're just not a comics person?
I'm not I don't watch TV. I don't watch movies. I think like I'd say in the past like decade, I've watched like 15 movies that have come out. So I've watched Mighty Ducks 74 times in the past like 6 months. And remember the Titans. I like what I like. So when I have time to watch movies, which isn't very often, I'll just put on one that I know because I'll be flipping through my phone anyways. So it's something I can kind of watch and zone out to. So I tried watching the Marvel movies. I had this idea that I was going to sit down and watch them from the beginning, and I made it like 34 minutes or so, and then I stopped. So I will come back next year with a pick for you if I can get through them, and hopefully something. But I've seen Deadpool, I've seen Captain America, a Winter Soldier. I tried to watch, and I fell asleep. Yeah, I couldn't.
That is like my favorite movie.
Well, cool, because I saw the
Stan
first, like,
is probably the hottest person in the universe as a Winter Soldier. You don't get hotter than that. You just don't.
Oh no! See, we had this fight in Canton, and I Ryan Reynolds is the hottest man in the universe, and
Yes,
I'm
please.
totally saying that.
Deadpool could not hold a candle to the Winter Soldier. Although
Come on.
Deadpool is hilariously funny.
He
I
is,
will give
and
you that.
yeah, he's a wonderful human being too. So yeah, yes, that's the best answer I can give you. Hopefully, Nate has a better one because I hope you actually watched the movies because I didn't.
So does this mean you have like the Sandra Bullock question? You're just gonna like fade? What's
No,
happening?
no, because Sandra Bullock movies came out 20 years ago, so I saw those.
Okay, we're good then.
Me too. Me too.
Nate, who is the best? Well, now it's the hottest superhero in the Marvel universe, but you can go best.
So, much like Mike, I can show you the Marvel movies I've seen on one hand, the original X-Men and both Deadpool.
What is Deadpool, Marvel or DC?
Marvel.
Okay.
He's part of the it's not X-Men, X-Force, I think.
X-Force. Okay.
X-Force. I was briefly into comics when I was like 12, 13 years old. I collected Marvel comic cards. It was a big thing when I was younger. Just never got super into them, but Deadpool, it's Deadpool for me. Because Ryan Reynolds, first of all, is on my hall pass list. Ask Jen. That would be a nice warm night with a little bit of aviation gin in front of a fire and a bearskin rug with me and Ryan, my buddy.
Oh my God, and their visuals.
Yes, of course. And Deadpool just like, that movie, man. How can you not just like bust out laughing through that whole movie? It's so great. And being someone who was never like super into comics, is between Deadpool and Batman, and Deadpool. It's Deadpool for me.
I can appreciate that because I really don't like violent movies in Marvel's comics, so it's not really violent. And Deadpool is like takes the violence to another level. But with Ryan Reynolds in it, you're just kind of like, this is just ridiculous, and I can't not watch it because Ryan Reynolds is just the shit. He really is.
He really is. Ryan Reynolds, if you're watching, I would love to have you on my show as well, buddy. Mike, you could make that happen.
Hey, I got you Field Yates. You're going to get me Ryan Reynolds.
I will get you Ryan Reynolds. We're going to make it happen.
Perfect. Ryan Reynolds.
I don't feel like that's a completely even trade.
I know. You got Field Yates.
I know, but you got Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
They're both adorable. So, yeah.
I'm going to have to go with Ryan Reynolds on that. Yeah,
I mean, me too.
I'm going to go Field Yates because
you insinuating that Ryan Reynolds wouldn't watch this show? Because that's just rude, Corey. That's just really rude, and I'm gonna take that away because I think he might watch the show. Ryan Reynolds might watch it.
Right. You never know.
You never know. And now that he knows he's on Nate's Hall Pass,
give him even more reason to watch.
Exactly. He's right there. All right.
Jen would be so jealous if I got to nail him.
So would I, actually. So it's Ryan Reynolds. Who wouldn't be? Mike, if you could have a superpower, what would it be?
Oh, if I could have a superpower, I definitely. So I thought about this.
Okay.
And I definitely don't want to be able to read minds because I don't want to know. I'm good. So I went between invisibility and flying, and I, as much as being invisible would be cool, I'm gonna go flying because I feel like if I was invisible, people would tell me what they were thinking, so they wouldn't know I was there, and I don't
Exactly.
want
That's
to
what I
know.
just thought.
Yeah, so basically, I'm gonna go with flying. I think it'd be cool to just be able to go wherever the heck you wanted, whenever the heck you wanted, and especially if you were feeling like awkward about things and you wanted to leave, it would be so much easier to like Irish exit up and just be gone and like be home. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think flying is by far the coolest superpower you can have. Like maybe not as flashy as some of the other things, like be able to move stuff with your mind or like talk to animals and stuff. But yeah, flying I think would be pretty dope. So I think I'm gonna go with the basic one. I'm gonna go completely like pumpkin spice basic on this and say flying.
Someone said transport. What is it? Or you can just move yourself from one space to another. What is that called?
Oh, like transporting or whatever.
That would be like awesome. That would be better than teleporting.
Yeah, that'd be dope. Yeah, that's actually might be easier.
It'd be
Now
a
I
lot
feel like I gotta
faster.
change my answer. Yeah, just kind of boom, I'm gone.
Your arms
Yeah.
would get far less tired.
You won't have to right. You just move.
Cool,
So
let's go with that.
teleporting it is. All right. You're welcome. Nate, what would be your superpower?
Time travel, like 5 in Umbrella Academy. Just like pop around. Sounds fun. Sounds pretty super to me.
Do you have to be immortal to do time travel? Because if you travel into too far in the future, are you still alive? I'm just curious.
Well,
I
haven't done it yet. I'll let you know when I figure it out.
All right. I've never seen the Umbrella Academy. I was going to watch it once, but I didn't. So I don't know.
You should definitely watch it.
Is it good? Is it worth it?
So good. So good. So good.
Kyle, how do you know he's not flapping his wings to fly? Kyle's making fun of your flying. He could be flapping his wings. Kyle?
I don't know. I don't think I would flap. Would I flap? I thought
Yeah, how should you fly?
Well, I was envisioning you flying like this.
No, you like zoom and then you just like.
So like Superman
flying. You have a cape though. Then you'd have to wear a cape.
Yeah, I don't want to flap my arms. That's exhausting.
That would be exhausting. That's what I'm saying. That's why you teleport.
Yeah,
the old George Carlin bit. I just flew in from Chicago, and boy, are my arms tired.
That's like a dad joke, isn't
it? Oh, it definitely is a dad joke.
Okay. What offensive player would make the best villain, super villain? Mate.
Josh Jacobs.
Wow. There's like a lot of Josh Jacobs hate coming from
if you don't, Mike, did you forget his whole stunt last season when he said he wasn't playing? That's pretty villainous.
Yeah.
And then he played. That was pretty villainous. I'm going with Josh Jacobs. Also, he's a Raider, and I'm a Raider hater. So
yeah, okay, that's valid. Validity to that. Mike.
It's Kyler Murray. It's quite obviously Kyler Murray. So when you think about a villain, like they always have some kind of inadequacy thing that they're trying to make up for. Like I do know this from watching, and so this little evil genius, like running around. Like making things happen, it's perfect, right? Like he could twist that little mustache he has and run around. Like he could be jumping up and like pointing at people and have like a big sidekick like henchman that he like smacks around. It'd be pretty perfect. So yeah, I think little Kyler is my pick, and I think he'd make a great villain. I think it'd be amazing.
First of all, would his henchman be JJ Watt? Who would his henchman be?
I was thinking Aaron Donald would be a really perfect like henchman for Kyler Murray. Big old, he's just running around and Kyler Murray like smacking him, saying get on that. Like it would be perfect. It'd be like a Pinky in the Brain type thing we have going on or something. It'd be awesome.
Garrison wants Nate off the show because he doesn't allow Raider hate.
Too bad.
I'm good with that. Yeah, if you want to wrap it up, just us.
Okay, G. I love G. All right, which defensive player would make the best superhero? Mike.
Oh, man. Well, dang, I just used Aaron Donald. I should have read the show sheet closer. Gosh darn. I'm going to go Chase Young. I think Chase Young, like, it has that whole vibe around him, like has this like aura, and also just seems like a cool dude. Like I think Chase Young would be dope as like a superhero. So yeah, I want to use Aaron Donald, but now I'm doubling up. And yes, Kyle, had I used DK, I wouldn't be in this predicament right now, but I don't read show sheets. So unfortunately, my superpower was not seeing into the future of what the next question was. So I'm kind of stuck. So if Aaron's already a villain, then yeah, I'm going to go with Chase Young as a cool superhero.
And what would be Chase Young's superpower?
Oh, Chase Young would definitely would be the Hulk smash. Yeah, I think realistically, anytime he's a defensive end, that's going to be the super strength type situation. I think he'd be awesome at that.
Nate, who would defensive player would make the best superhero for you?
So I'm going to go TJ Watt. Because he just like slides in and around, like you can't see him. He's like that guy who like darts in and out, and you can't find him because he's so quick and so elusive. And also, I just bought a TJ Watt jersey, so there's that too.
So yeah, he must be a hero then.
He has to be.
He has to be. Like, let's
He's
face
my
it,
hero.
He is my hero too. He's the best of the Watt brothers, hands down. Don't care what anyone says. JJ's far second.
I hope JJ's not watching.
He might be.
You know he is.
You never know who's watching.
They're probably watching together, drinking gin. That's what I'm thinking is happening right now. And they're probably going, like, writing stuff down. Ryan's like, I need to get that Nate's address. And JJ's like, I'm going to put them all. So, yeah, they're probably having.
They're both going to Nate's house. One to hurt him, one to kill him.
Well, at least we'll both be occupied. It's perfect.
That's fair.
All right, we're going to go to Sandra Bullock movies. Mm-hmm. Top 3, Mike.
So, I mean, not number one is obvious. It's as much as you want to go against the grain. Miss Congeniality is an absolute American movie classic. There is no topping it. So number one is like with a bullet, right? When you talk about Sandra Bullock, Miss Congeniality will not be topped. I won't even hear arguments about it. So I guess the question is, what's the best non-Miss Congeniality Sandra Bullock movie?
Okay, sure.
All right, so now we go into 2-week notice. Complete HR nightmare. She wasn't sure whether she wanted to hook up with her boss. Decides to quit. He tells her he loves her, and all this weird stuff happens. It is basically the same as every other 90s love story in history, but it has what's his name? Hugh, whatever, the English dude. Hugh Grant.
Yes.
Who basically it could have been Notting Hill, but it wasn't. But it's all the same stuff. And I love that because basically by picking 2-week notice, you get like all of the 90s rom-coms like bundled into one. And then the third one, being a technology guy myself, is The Net. None of that is how life works.
I love you.
It is amazing, right? So none of it is how it actually works. But here she is, finding people through the internet as if that's how the internet actually works, solving crimes, saving the day. She is so talented. It is amazing to me that The Net is not higher up on everybody's rankings because it is such a watchable movie, and I love her. And by the way, Sandra Bullock, if you're watching, you're on my hall pass list and have been since like 1993. So just holler, and we can we'll hang out and drink aviation gin like Nate and Ryan Reynolds. So it'll be a good time.
I love you. Like I would have actually put that number one. My sister and I, that is our favorite movie. Whenever it's on, we text the other one that it's on so we can watch it. I love The Net. Okay, I'm sorry, Nate. What's yours? Top 3 Sandra Bullock movies.
So much like mine, since 1993, I have had a major crush on Sandra Bullock.
Stop it.
No,
it's Ryan Reynolds.
No, you stop it. Ryan Reynolds was like 5 back then.
You picked him.
No, he was older.
No, you're already done. Now you just sound like a whore.
So Sandra, I had a Sandra Bullock poster in my locker in 7th grade. Suck it, Mike.
Now you're making it weird.
I know. Suck it, Mike. So Speed is number 1 because it was the movie that introduced us. And it also had Dennis Hopper and Keanu Reeves. What more could you ask for?
Yeah.
I mean, And then number 2, I'm going to go The Proposal because it's with Ryan Reynolds. and shout out Jay Felicio, Betty White, and Craig T. Nelson. Like, great cast. And that movie was just phenomenal. Loved every second of it. And that's one of those movies we'll throw on a Saturday when we're just sitting around doing whatever content stuff we're doing, or really any day of the week. We're just like, we're sitting around, we're doing content, we're doing Twitter stuff. If it's on TV, we'll throw on The Proposal because it's hilarious and I can not have to fully pay attention and just laugh. Third is going to be The Heat with Melissa McCarthy because that is hilarious. And Mike, it's set in Boston, bro.
Mm-hmm. I know.
Yeah. And it's so great. It's so great. Melissa McCarthy is one of my favorites. Like, she's up there. She's just so funny and slapstick. And I love her personality, and I love that she's married to Ben Falcone, and they do work together. And The Heat was just like one of those like perfect, hilarious cop movies that just you laugh from start to finish.
Do you want to use the word perfect in that context for The Heat?
Maybe not perfect, but good. Okay. Like, great for a it's a stupid slapstick comedy. It's mostly thoughtless, and she plays a great character in it. Honorable mention, Miss Congeniality. Of course.
Honorable mention.
Sorry, Mike. We can't agree on everything. That's what makes life interesting.
Slap the taste out of your mouth if you were.
You could have done that a week ago. You had the chance.
Had I known, I would have.
I believe you.
I applaud all 6 movies. Mike, I'm sorry. I can't believe you put Miss Congeniality above The Net, but all 3 were great choices.
Nate didn't even have The Net if we're comparing. I'm just
I know, he didn't.
I've never seen it.
That's embarrassing.
That is, I am embarrassed for you right now. I don't know.
Tonight.
Yeah, I think G was right. We should have kicked him off when we had the chance.
That's always the right answer. Nobody ever does it. You all keep letting me
If you love Sandra Bullock, you have to watch The Net. Like, you have to watch it tonight.
Yeah. Oh, I have a crush on Sandra Bullock, but I've never seen her movies. Dude, that's weird. You have to support people you love. Be better.
The Blind Side sucked, G. That's why it was never mentioned. The Blind Side sucked.
Man, yeah, no, Blind Side.
Come on, G. You're better than that.
Was a mistake. It was a mistake.
You are better than that.
Yeah.
You're much better than that. Ugh. Okay. Now, this is the part of the show where we're going to skip a couple questions because I am giving you guys time to rant, whether good or bad, about anything you want. I feel that it would probably serve us best if Nate went first, just because.
I mean, sure, I'll go.
You know, I just have this feeling that would probably serve us best. She was fantastic and Blind, though. Whatever, Kyle. I'm not even sure I'm talking to you right now. So, Nate. Yeah, Kyle, Blindside. No, we have all agreed. Haven't we all collectively agreed the Blindside's not even in the top 5? It's not even in the top.
No.
So you guys, G and Kyle, you guys are done. You guys are done. All right, Nate, rant, my friend, good or bad, whatever you want to.
Okay, so I have a couple things to say. First of all, can we all just be nice to each other? That's all I'm at. Like, let's just. I love all of you in this community. We have, in the last year, endured a pandemic and some really weird stuff in this world. And yet we all converged in Canton, Ohio last weekend. And some of us were there and some of us weren't. But I have a feeling that people who didn't come had actually been there. They would have seen the love and felt the love and part of the love. We're all friends. We may not have all met in person. We may live in the same city, Gladys, and have never met. But I know that you're a phenomenal person. We're all trying our best. And we're all trying to do what we know to be right. We're all working hard at that. It's not easy. It's an ever-changing landscape in this world. Do your best. When you make a mistake, apologize. And also, don't draft Josh Jacobs at his current ADP.
Okay, that was an interesting rant. And just on the Josh Jacobs hate, just for you, G. All right, Mike, let's hear it, my friend.
All right, well, we're going to go off of what Nate said. The biggest thing that I'm going to rant about today and every day until people get it right is there is room for everybody in this community. everybody is worthy, welcome, and valued. And if you don't think that, I can tell you the first person I'm looking to get out of the community is people who want to be exclusionary. I don't care that you strapped on the pad for those 2 games in JV that made your mom proud. She took all those pictures, champ. That doesn't mean you know football. It just means you managed not to get hurt for those times they let you play. Trust me, I met a lot of you. Y'all weren't starters on varsity. Let's be honest, for God's sake. And if you did, I don't know what school y'all played for. But all I care about in this industry, in this community, is are you cool or not cool? I don't care what you have in your pants. I don't care what you think about Josh Jacobs. You can be right or wrong. I'll still love you anyway. But the fact is, I am so tired of the damn clicks. I am so tired of the BS, and I'm so tired of talking about stuff other than football. Y'all are making this painful. Stop it. Stop it. The season starts in 3 weeks. Get your damn acts together, and let's go back to hating Josh Jacobs and Mike Gesicki like we're supposed to instead of hating each other. Let's all hate the fact that you guys were so wrong this offseason, and everyone who listened to your advice is losing money. I want to talk about that because I love your misery when you get things wrong. Let's just talk about football for the love of everything.
And
if
sandwiches.
You don't want to go football, go to freaking Facebook with all the moms on my damn PTA page. They complain about vaccines. I don't care. That's Facebook stuff. Head over there. Have fun. All right? Just go there because I don't anymore. I don't go to Facebook, so hang out there. But y'all want to talk football? I don't care how many followers you have. I don't care your gender. I don't care your race. I don't care who you love. Unless you love Mike Gesicki, don't come on my page. What y'all want to talk football, just come hang out and talk football, man. That's all we're going to do. We're going to have fun this season. We're going to get our act together for the first time. We're going to get our act together, and we are just going to be cool to each other for an entire season, and we're going to have fun this year. Except everyone who drafts Josh Jacobs, Mike Gesicki, and Preston Williams. You're going to be miserable, but everyone else, we're going to have fun. So please, knock it off. Be cool. Don't hate anybody. Just have fun. That's what we're here for. It's a damn game, for God's sake.
Mike, I want one more hug. You're so far away, though.
Sorry, buddy.
It's okay.
That was excellently well put. And again, you guys, I am more honored now that you're my last guest of the season than I was at the start, because it went better than I thought. Even though I thought it would be superb, it went better than superb. You guys are amazing, both of you. I truly, I knew Mike was amazing because his tweets are just phenomenal. Nate, I was on the fence. Your wife's amazing, so I thought,
that's fair.
Too far away from amazing, so you must be amazing too. And you guys both are. I honestly, from the bottom of my heart, my very shallow heart, apparently according to some people, but from the bottom of my very shallow heart, I want to thank everyone who has taken time out to watch this and all through the season and to be here and to spend time with me. I love you guys. I love you guys for it. I love you two for it. I love Corey, even though I don't know him. And he kind of scares me sometimes with his comments. But yeah, I thank you. I thank Kyle. I thank G. I thank everyone who has come in. And like I said, now we'll be transitioning to the Monday recap with Kyle, who is the best host ever. You guys will love him as much as I do. The B League, who is the most colorful, second to Mike, maybe. I hope he's not on. I hope Dan's not listening. I hope he didn't hear that. But second to Mike, probably the most colorful person I've ever talked to and tweeted with. And then the doc, who will tell you all about the injuries that happen. I appreciate you two so much. Thank you. Thank you guys for listening all off season with me. Everyone who did, and you guys are dope. And you guys listen to their show. I can't wait to hear Mike's show because the poor saps that come on. I actually think that when you asked who should be on your show, I kind of said I would like to be on your show, but I take that back.
That's fair.
I rescind that offer. So sorry, I'm not that well, with people pulling out. I don't really like people enough to let them pull out my inner parts. I would cry. And you don't want tears on your show. I would be crying. I'd be in the.
It might get clicked. We don't know.
In a position, sucking on a bottle of Jack Daniels, crying. So that would be me, and we don't want that. No one wants that. You're welcome, Corey. Nate, you and Jen are spectacular. I cannot wait to hear your 32 and 32 minutes. That's going to be awesome. 32 teams in 32 minutes, people. They say they can do it. Time them. Watch the show and time them. And again, if you guys aren't following either one of these men, you are so missing out, because I'm telling you, Mike's tweets, Daddy's Home FF, they're amazing. Look deep into them. And Nate will give you the information, although he hasn't seen the net yet, so wait till after he sees the net before you start listening to his information.
That's
How valid can it be? How valid can it be if you haven't seen the net and you love Sandra Bullock? But his wife Jen, go ahead and follow her and listen to her stuff, because
probably follow her over me. She's way better than me.
I would. I totally would. That's the
I
best
would
advice
too.
you've given all show.
I'm not following myself. I'm not following
you either. I don't think. Not on purpose.
I follow you.
I think you accidentally followed me, Mike.
Did I? There's so many. I lose track. So you're welcome.
Right. So this is the end, and I am grateful again. So grateful to both of you. Thank you. You guys are as amazing as I thought you would be. You guys have a great season. Show a lot more love and a lot less animosity, and your day will go a lot smoother. I guarantee you. Because what is that saying? If you have to put your foot on someone's neck to hold them down, then you're down there with them. And that's not where you want to be. Let's make this a great year. All right. And just so you know, I have Josh Jacobs in 2 leagues.
Sorry.
Bye, guys. Thank you so much.
Later.